What is up, guys? It's your boy Fix It Daniel, and today we're going to be doing some talk updates about the bikes, the vehicles that I have, and what I've been doing for a while. So let's get into it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Fix It Daniel, and welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna just be doing some talks about what has been going on with the vehicles that I have and what's the next step for everything. So I figured we just talk about it and kind of go through it all. I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys have not seen my stuff, go check it out. I have a lot of cool stuff, but today we just got a different kind of talk. So let us do something that I like to call campfire. So before we talk and do anything, I just wanted to show you guys. So this is my 2009 Kawasaki Corsa 1400. If you have not seen the videos, go check it out. But for the people who have not seen my channel, you're new to my channel, this is my Corsa 1400. I got it fairly at a very good price. These are actually not that bad in price now. They've actually come a lot lower. They actually don't make these anymore. They do have some newer years. Mine's an 09. I believe they have 2011 or 2013. I'm not quite for sure, but I know they do have some newer year ones. But yeah, this is a really, really good bike. This is my actual dream bike that I've always wanted. So I was very fortunate to be able to get one of these, and I got it out of a steal of a deal. It has some quirks and features and stuff on there that need to be made, but it takes nothing away from the ride of the bike. It's more cosmetic than it is mechanical. It is a great bike. I super love it. I've been riding this around for a while since I've gotten it. It has been super great, and I just love it. I've added some amenities on there. You can check my video out. I've added some seat covers, some bar risers, cruise control, and a new windshield with phone mount, which that's debatable. But it is a extremely great bike. It has been super good. Like I said, there are a few little quirks and stuff that needs to be taken care of that we will address. With this bike, there's a couple of mechanical things that I would like to just get nipped in the bud before the next riding season. It's been really great. I could ride it from here to Timbuktu with no problem, with no issues, even despite what I want to fix on it. So yes, it is a great bike. I love this bike because it is the best of both worlds. I've always wanted a ZXR 14, but then I also wanted to go on long distance rides, and this is one of the best bikes to get. For that, there are other tuning bikes. There's BMWs, Triumphs, Yamahas, probably some Hondas. There's a lot of wide range of touring bikes, but this is the one that I've always wanted because it has my favorite motor in there, which is the ZXR 14 motor. So this is a ZXR 14 motor wrapped around a touring bike frame and styling, which I truly love. It just looks so cool, and it's super fast, super reliable, and I absolutely love this bike. Like I said, it has a few cosmetic stuff on there. The previous owner had it. He dropped it sitting still because it's too big. This is a 700-pound bike. So if you're not ready, that 700-pound bike will come down really fast, really quick. Luckily, it wasn't moving, so it wasn't terrible. He just kind of scraped the fairing up here and the little side mirror there. But other than that, there's no problem with anything else. Luckily, he didn't drop it when he was riding. Otherwise, it'd be a totally different story. But this is it. It's got 53,000 miles on it, so it's been really good. He's maintained it, kept it up so far. There are a few things that do need to be more maintained, but we will address those. And it's just a really, really, really good bike all the way around. Like I said, I added a new windscreen, a little higher one. I need to get another piece up top there to make it just a little bit higher so it goes over my head. This does go over my head, but there's just still a little bit of helmet over wind hitting it. So we'll get that extra extender thing and we'll go over. And then I still want to get a better cruise control. So this one is over here, I'll show you. So this is a throttle. I mean, this is a handlebar cruise control. You tighten it up. It tightens up the throttle that way, and then you let it go, and then it just snaps right back. I want to get a better one, almost like right here, so I can actually hit the button, click it to engage it and disengage it a lot faster. I do need to get. I want to get a new air filter, and maybe go ahead and get some spark plugs going for the next year. There's some clutch stuff that I wanted to do. I think I want to get a better slave cylinder or plunger that helps you engage, which is right here. They do sell an upgraded one. It's supposed to make it smoother shifts and engagement. I do need to get the clutch looked at. I'm wondering if it needs to be adjusted just a little bit. Having some issues with the shifting. I don't know if it's because of the shoes that I'm wearing, because I am wearing some non steel-toed tip shoes. Maybe that could be it, because most riding shoes, motorcycle shoes, or riding shoes, or bike shoes are a little bit more harder in the toe. So maybe that could be it, or I could just get something to put over my shoe to help me lift this a lot more. Or does this need to be adjusted to accept those gauges, which it could very well maybe. I don't know what the play is of all that, but it shifts fine when you get it. I think it could be just me, but you know, you just got to get it engaged, right? There's a certain sweet spot on this bike that it's very short sweet spot. So I think that's where the difficulty part is, where my Gixxer 600, it was really a more different, and each bike's going to be different as far as engagement. So I don't know if it's just the clutch is wearing out and there's not a whole lot of room, or just needs to be adjusted a little more tighter to give me more room. I have changed these little knobs. So people are like, well, why don't you just change the knobs on the clutch? I've done that. 3 is the sweet spot. 2 is kind of a little bit more better, smoother shifts. But in 2, I have noticed that this will, when I'm riding, sometimes it will actually automatically shift itself into neutral. Like when I'm just riding, I have actually experienced it one time. I don't know if my foot hit it and it was just sensitive at that point and just kind of shifted it in neutral, which was very weird because I was in 3rd gear when it went to neutral, which I don't think that's a good thing. So, but it only does that when I'm in 2. When I'm in 3, I have no problem. 4 is not too bad. 5 is really bad. 5, you can't even. I've tried it and you don't have no clutch. Like the engagement is just not there. I haven't tried 1. I feel like 1 might be still a little too sensitive. I don't know, but 3 seems to be the sweet spot. So I leave it at 3. One of the other issues that I had was with the clutch, the shiftings and stuff, was the oil was dirty. So I bought this bike a good while ago, a good few months ago, right towards the end of summer. And well, summer-ish. I say around like July, August. And I had got this from the guy about 2 hours away in Northern Virginia, and I rode it back. And the oil was looking good at the time, but I think it was just ready to go because did have this bike sitting for a while, and because he didn't ride it anymore because he had dropped it. It was just too heavy for him. So it sat after that, but did maintain it, take care of it, and stuff like that. No service records or anything like that, so that's kind of a bummer, but it's okay. He told me what he did do to it, so that's good. Like I said, the only thing he told me was the valve cover gasket he replaced, that's a good thing. So all the rest of the stuff like the air filter and spark plugs, we can handle that ourselves, and we'll talk more about that as well. But yes, all around, this is a really good bike. I want to do some more vloggings on this bike because I haven't had a camera, and I tried to take a camera with my phone, and it just doesn't mount right. So I want to get a better mounting camera, a better camera I can mount to my helmet, so I can take you guys on some vlog rides. That'll be really cool. Take you on me when I go on my rides and sceneries. That's something I'm looking forward into that we'll talk about as well. And then that's pretty cool. But this is it. If you guys have not seen them, check them out, and we'll do some more vlogging with this. So let's do our campfire talk about everything. All right, guys. So we're gonna try to make this as short and sweet as possible because I can ramble and talk for forever, and I want to bore you guys. So basically, I'm doing this videos because I need to like level up to making better quality content. So I'm in the midst of that right now. A lot of everything I'm doing right now is more processing, figuring it out, researching. What do I need to do to make it better without spending so much money? So to do so, I mean, you got to spend money to make money, but um, you don't have to spend a lot of money to make it, especially with with what I'm doing. So basically, um, as the winter times come, the bike will be down for a while because it does need to go under the knife, which I didn't mention. I did mention some mechanical stuff that need to be done on it. So let's just dive into it real quick. So we know that this bike runs extremely well. I'm super happy with it. It runs like a top. It starts up every time. It gives and performs and does everything it's supposed to do. There are a couple things that does need to be addressed. There's some few things that I want to make it my own, make it a little better. So while it's getting kind of towards the no riding season, even though you can ride a bike all year round, just depending on who you are and how hardcore you are, you can do so. But most people, they usually don't ride their bikes in the wintertime just because it's too cold. Maybe they don't have enough gear, or they're just not that kind of person that rides in the cold. You have to gear up and you have to keep the cold off of you while you're riding. The bike loves it. The bike loves it cold when it's cold, but the person riding it does not. So I will potentially be riding this bike sometimes when in the wintertime, maybe not all the time, because you gotta pour a fuel stabilizer in there to keep it from gumming up. I probably will be starting it up and taking it around when the days are nice and fine, and it'll be cold, but I won't ride it for very long. I'll ride it just enough to get up the tip, ride it around for a good few minutes to an hour, and then come on back. And then that'll keep me from having to keep adding fuel stabilizer. But if the winters start getting colder to the point where it's just too cold to go out, I'm going to have to pour some fuel stabilizer in there. So I'm going to get some fuel stabilizer and have that on hand in case I, one, just can't get to it in time, or two, it's just too darn cold. So, but while it's down, while it is wintertime, I will be doing some stuff on it. For instance, I do want to change the filter. I want to check the filter out. I do want to, I'm thinking about maybe doing the spark plugs. I just don't know yet. I thought about taking the fairings off just to get access to stuff to clean it up, get some of the road grime and stuff, because there is a lot of road grime in there from before I rode it. I thought maybe take them off and clean them up, put them back together, kind of get me used to taking the fairings off and on. And then I want to change the differential fluid, which is really easy. I could do that now. So stuff like that, just to maintain the bike and get it ready going. That's what I would like to do. The clutch issue, I do want to take a look at the clutch. That's something that I definitely would like to look into. I kind of thought about maybe go ahead and replacing the clutches, but really and honestly, the only really way to figure it out is either one, take it in the shop and let them look at it, or two, just go ahead and replace it just for preventative maintenance, whether it needs it or not. But I don't want to replace it if I don't need to replace it. So I may have to take it into the shop. Maybe I'll try and see if I can see how much it costs to take it in and have them look at it before the winter time gets here. Or if it is winter time, just ride it in the winter and drive it to the bike place and let them look at it. I did think about just dropping it off and having them do just a complete look over, just to see if there's like something else I need to be looking out for and need to be taken care of. So I want to get this bike maintained really well, and I want it to last, and I want it to be ready for next riding season. So I definitely just want to take care of it, maintain it, do everything I can possibly do to make this bike great. It's not due for valves yet, which I'm super happy about, because that can be pretty pricey. So I'm glad that it's not hit its next miles. I think it's like when I hit like 62,000 miles or something like that. 62,000 miles, and I only got 53 on it, so I got a long way to go. But it doesn't get ridden that long, that hard. I say probably the most a couple of hours of riding. If I go to Richmond and stuff like that, and stuff. But yes, for the most part, I just want to get it maintained and keep it maintained. The other thing is I want to get these two forks redone. This one over here is actually leaking just a little bit. I could see it. I thought it was just dirt grinding up, but it's actually a little bit of fluid leaking. It's not terrible. I could still ride it with confidence and okayness, but it does show signs of it needing to be fixed. So while it's down, I'm gonna go ahead and get that taken care of. I was gonna do it myself, but um, the price that they quoted me is the same price as would have been me getting all the tools and the parts and then doing it myself. So that's if I take it off. If I take it off the bike, it's at a really good price. So it's really not hard to take these forks off. I've seen enough videos; it doesn't look very hard to do. Take them off, take them to the shop, let them rebuild it, and then put them right back on. I mean, that's a no-brainer there. That's one of the major things that I want to do while the bike is down, just to have it ready for the next season, so we don't have to worry about it. Then we can have it, and it'll be good for miles and miles to come. All of my viewers, I appreciate the comments. I love the comments. I take the comments. Some people are not so nice with comments. I get my fair share of good and bad. Some people like to roast me. Some people give me praise. Some people like my stuff. Some people don't like my stuff. And you know what? You can't please everybody. I am a normal person. This isn't my only job. YouTube is not my only job. I have a full-time job. This is my part-time job that I do on the side. I have my family, and I do stuff on the side helping people fix their vehicles. With that being said, I like to think of myself as a YouTube mechanic. Okay, I've been working on cars since I could drive. Let's put it that way. Ever since I could drive a car, I've been working on cars. That's been a long time. So when you're 16, when you get a license. So ever since then, I've been working on cars. Now I haven't been like diving into them. I've learned my way up the ladder. You learn some, you make a mistake, you fix it, you learn from it, you watch videos, you learn from other people. And my dad, working with my dad, he always used to fix his cars. And I would always watch him do it, and then I got to take over and do some, and then I started doing it on my own vehicle. So I've learned a lot. And I am 42 now, and I've been working on cars since I was 16. Now, I haven't been heavily working on cars, but I've learned myself up the chain enough to do it myself and make it proficient. Now, I never had to do a video on it. I just did it. And I basically have learned it, and I never had to show it to anybody. Then people started seeing how good I was, and it's like, why don't you show the people? So that's why I started this channel. So, with that being said, I normally don't let I never let negativity get to me, but this one did. So there's one person on there, I'm not going to name his name, and you know who you are because you're the one that said it. So, I'm not going to rake him over the coals. Really, honestly, I don't even know his name. I can't even remember his name, and I just deleted it the moment that I saw it because it made me so frustrated. I just deleted it. I wanted to say something, but I'd rather delete it and let it go instead of saying something because I don't like being negative back. A person can be negative to me all they want. I try my best not to be negative unless it gets too far and, someone's just not letting up. And, in this kind of way, I can just delete the person. I don't have to confrontate with the person, which I'm not going to do because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to confrontate with that person and just yell at him over messages. But I'm going to take the higher road, which sucks sometimes. Why do you got to be the bigger man? But in some cases, it's better to do that instead of making it worse. I try to do a nice, good channel. And even though one person gives me a hard time or said one mean comment, I don't want to be portrayed as that person just, bashing my subscribers or people who watch my videos. I appreciate people who watch my videos. Whether they like it, they don't like it, they take little bits and pieces from it. That's what my channel is for. It's to help you guys out. Now, I know that was lengthy, but what I'm saying is, okay, so let me just get to the nitty gritty. Okay, so there are times when we're doing these fixes, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that can validate this who do car fixes on YouTube. You can't always show everything. So that is enough to say where I'm going with this. Person got mad at me for not showing everything, and basically he told me that I wasn't if I was a mechanic, this isn't good enough. So I don't know why that got to me. Maybe because I was just I was tired, and I was in a tired place. I was tired from work. There's a lot of things going on. I was just super tired, and when I saw that, I flipped. I didn't like yell and start turning over tables and throwing stuff, but I was mad inside that that person said that to me. And I know I am not a mechanic. I am a DIY mechanic. Knowledge just as a master mechanic. I can literally do the exact same thing a master mechanic can do, just that they have the tools and the stuff and the time to do it. If I had the tools and the stuff and time to do it, I can do the exact same thing that mechanic can do. Now, I'm not saying that I'm better than a master mechanic. I'm not saying I'm better than a master mechanic. I'm just saying that I have enough knowledge and enough know-how to do the exact same thing a master mechanic could do, just that they have the time, the tools, and the means to do it. Now, all the tools in the world, lift bays and tire machines and anything at my disposal to do anything I need to do in a car, I could do it. So it's just that it just got to me a little bit. And it took me a while. I didn't know if I was going to do a video on it. You know, I didn't want to bash the person. I didn't know if I was going to want to talk about it. But then I just took some mental time, some breathing, and I eventually calmed down. And I said, you know what? Why am I wasting my time on someone being negative? You know, it's just, why waste your life on negative stuff? So I took a breather. Took a step back. You know, didn't do anything on YouTube. I did do some couple of fixes on the car. I just didn't have the time to do it, but I did do it. So just taking a little break and just fixing what I needed to fix on the car without showing it. You know, just focus, put my music in my ears, and just go do what I needed to do was actually a lot off my shoulders. And then now here I am. So I'm in a better place now. I understand some people get mad because they can't see everything, and I'm trying to help them. But you must understand that when I'm working on these cars, it's not like it's a project build where like, okay, we'll go for a little bit and we'll just do it the next day or the next week. It's not a build that I'm doing. Everything that I'm doing is something for a vehicle that needs to be running and back on the road the very next day or the same day. So my time limit of filming and fixing is kind of a balancing act. If I'm not getting a good shot or my camera dies, and that's been known that my camera on my phone sometimes dies. So all of a sudden, just out of the blue, it just dies. And I have no control over that. The camera's pointed, I hit record, I see it recording, I go do what I need to do, and I can't see on the other side until I get up and look at my camera and realize, oh, it's dead. Or, oh, I couldn't show you that because it was at a tight angle, and I need to get in there just as much to show you guys. So I try my best to do the work and then explain it. And I know some people don't like to explain it because they want to see it. Well, I can't show you everything. And it's like most mechanics, they can't show you everything. I can't get up inside there and show you every single little thing step by step. Yeah, there might be some cameras that can do that. And yeah, there are some people that probably do that. But that's time that they do that. What you got to must understand is that when you're working on something without a camera, it's done just like that. It takes you because you're not worried about you talking about it or explaining it to people or filming it. You just do it and it's done. It may take an hour, but if you're something that takes an hour, times that by making that 2 hours or 2.5 hours because you're filming it and explaining it as you're doing it. So it takes a lot longer to do something that would be done in less time. Because if you're just doing it, you just do it. You just do it. You do it until you get it done. It's done. But when you're filming and doing it, it's a lot longer because you want to stop, explain, show people what you ran into, good ideas. This is a tool I use. This is the size I use. This is the torque I use. This is the torque it is. There's a lot of stuff that goes into doing these videos. And whether you're a first timer, an amateur, a master, or a professional, it does take time. There's a lot of bloopers behind that people mess up on. You've seen it on Legit Streetcars. He throws in his blooper. Some of the other big guys, they throw in their bloopers. So imagine that. That's time and hours that they had to go and redo that over for us, for you guys. So please, whether the person is a newcomer to YouTube, a low budget, starting out on his own, or he's a full-time big YouTuber boss or whatever, guys, come on. It's a lot of hard work to do what we do, whether you're on the bottom of the YouTuber or you're at the top. That is a lot of work that us YouTubers put into hard-earned time to do for you guys. All of us could do everything that we would do with off camera and be fine with it. Not all of us, but just saying that most people use that's where their income comes from. But I'm just saying that what we all do, we could do off camera and it'd be like, okay, it's done. But no one would see it. We want to show you this stuff, guys. So please, 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 please be thankful for someone putting out a video that wasn't there before. I've been that way. I'm one of those kind of YouTubers. I've made a lot of videos that people have never seen before put out. It's for you guys. It's hard work. It takes a lot of time to edit. Sometimes you got to cut stuff out because it just didn't get in there, or the camera died. People talk about all the time on their YouTube. My camera just died. I'm sorry, but don't roast the guy because he didn't show you something that you really wanted to see. It's just be thankful that the person made a video instead of roasting. A lot of people spend all their time roasting people, and it's like, look, we put our hard-earned time into this. If it was that easy, you would do it, right? So give a person a break that's trying to help you out. It's a lot of hard work to do what we do and what I do. And there's times where my time is crucial to get this done, and I'm taking the extra time to film you guys. So I try my best to, when I'm doing some of these videos, I'm putting time out of my day to do this, because I could easily go do it. Like right now, there's a build I gotta do. I could easily go do it right now and be done in an hour. But I want to show it to you guys. So now I have to plan my time. I can't do it today because I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to get everything set up the way I want and explain to you guys. That takes more time out of the day to get that done for you guys. If I need some tools or parts and stuff, I have everything that I need, but just getting the setup time, it takes a little bit of time. So give us the time and understanding that what we're doing is very precious, and we're happy to do it. I appreciate all you guys. I'll appreciate your love and support. I appreciate people giving me thumbs up. I appreciate people subscribing. I'm trying to elevate myself to show more of stuff. So there's a lot of things I do off camera. I help people fix their cars. I help work on people's cars. Sometimes my wife's son brings his car over and says, hey, can you do this? Most of the time it's so rinky dinky or don't have enough time. Most of the time it's not enough time. So it's usually, hey, I need it done now. I don't have time to film. I just go do. I don't know if there's a way I could do a quick short, or maybe I would just do a time-lapse video, just set the camera up and just go do what I need to go do. But yet it still takes time. I have to set up, or maybe my phone's not charged, or it's not ready to go, so I don't have time to do it. Just go do it and be done with it. And most of the time, it's so foreign at times, it may take me a minute to figure out how to get it. It's like, oh, I got it. But if I did that in a video, it'd be very hard because I'm literally trying to figure out something as I'm working on it. Because I haven't worked on every single vehicle. I'm pretty proficient with trying to figure it out here to what I'm about to run into. I do that on everything that I do, on all my vehicles. Unless I've done it before, I kind of already know. But there are some times where maybe I get this car, but I've never worked on this car. So how to do it? So I'll watch someone else show me how to do it, and then I'll go do it. Sometimes I make better ideas. Let's just call it ideas. Sometimes I have better ideas than other people, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong, and there's always one way to make it work. Sometimes people try to cut corners, which is not good. But sometimes people who cut corners, that makes it more proficient, ends up working out. Where some people think like, no, you need to do it this way no matter what. Okay, that's fine. I tried to do it a different way, and you're right. I can't. I have to do it exactly the way you did it. Fine, no problem. I'll show the exact same thing you did on my channel, and people who see my stuff. So it just happens. So yeah. That was just pretty lengthy, and sorry for that. I'm trying my best not to make it so lengthy. I could talk all day. But yes, just be patient with us, guys. Appreciate it. Okay, guys, so we're going to talk about my 2012 Ford F-150. Beautiful truck. I love this truck. This is my favorite truck. I've always wanted this type of styling truck. It is a awesome, rare kind of truck. You don't see too many of these on the road. Most people get like the small door, or basically like a little small cab. This is a super cab. So this is a Lariat super cab, non 4-wheel drive with a 6.5 foot bed. It is a big truck, and I super duper love it. It is one of the coolest things ever. I've done a lot to this. I've tried to keep it clean as much as I possibly can. I have had some issues with the brakes, and we will talk about that. So let us go and let's see what we can talk about. Okay, guys, so we're inside. Not too much going on. There are a few things I would like to address and get taken care of. Like, I would love to get a new screen, maybe like a Tesla screen or something similar to it. This Microsoft Sync is great, but it does have there's only one issue I have with it, and that's the Bluetooth. The Bluetooth keeps going in and out. It doesn't actually stay sometimes. Sometimes I'll click it, it'll work right off the bat, and then all of a sudden it'll kick me out. And then I have to go back in. It may take forever. It may go in, it may go out. It may work, it may hold, it may not. It's just so frustrating because I want to listen to music and I want it to be instantaneous. If I got like one of those little plug-in Bluetooth things, it's instantaneous. As soon as the car kicks on and it powers up, it's connected. So that's one of the things I want to change. Plus, I would like to get something like an infotainment center in here anyway, just like some of the Platinums have, where it's nice infotainment. But I want to get something like an Apple, or not an Apple CarPlay, but an Android CarPlay in here with navigation. I can Bluetooth my phone to it and sync it and stuff like that, just to make it a little bit more modern. So that's one of the things I'm looking into. They're not too expensive, and it doesn't look like it's too hard to do. So that's one of the things I want to do. And if you haven't seen one of my videos, I installed a roar pedal in it. It's actually not that bad. I'm still doing my review. I think I'm pretty much done with the review. I think I can go ahead and start talking about it, but I'm not going to do it on here. But I will be doing a video on this soon, doing my overall review, because it is a little different. I thought it was going to be about the same as my Cadillac review, but it actually is a little different. There's some interesting things that are different from a truck to a car, and you can take it with a grain of salt, but this is just my experience on it. It's not bad. It's all good. There are a few different things that I feel that's booked out for. That's just something that I'm going to be doing. I'm not saying what everybody else should do. You can do whatever you want with your vehicle. I'm not telling you how you should and shouldn't do it. I'm just telling you what I've experienced and just kind of giving you my overall review on it, which is great. There are a few other things I want to do. Like, I want to get some new seat covers because this was already ripped. The seats are wearing on here as well as the driver's side. So I'm thinking about either getting a new seat bottom, because you can separate them. I would like to just get the bottom, but they do sell a top and a bottom, or I'll just get a really nice, good customized seat cover, and then we can just do the backs and stuff like that too as well. I do like to get the windows tinted at some point in time soon, because it definitely needs it. As you see, the back is a little tinted compared to the front. And I really want to get this tinted before summertime comes, so that way it'll be a little more cooler in here and maybe get a little bit more private. So that's one of the other things that I really want to do. But let's step outside and I'll explain to you. Okay, guys, so on the brakes, I have done the brakes all the way around, and you can see because I got some drilled slotted rotors in there. I had some issues with the brakes, and it was no one's fault. It was my own fault. I didn't think about it. But I got brand new pads and rotors all the way around, and the only issue I had was with this one, the driver's side. So apparently, I didn't follow this other video I saw on 1A Auto. So basically, what happened is when I bled all the brakes from that side to that side to the passenger side to here. Um, I replaced them, but I didn't bleed them the right way. So I did it like I normally used to do, was basically you just take your brake pad and a clamp and you squeeze them out. Now it did good on all three corners except here. So I think what happened was when I did that all and I didn't bleed it properly, I didn't let out some of the pressure and then squeeze it, all this got messed up in here. I replaced the brake line and I replaced the caliper. Because the problem was the brakes were not releasing from the rotor, and it was causing it to stick, and it was literally making the rotor, the wheel, everything super hot to the touch. Now it's going to get hot because, you know, the normal heat and friction, but this friction was really bad. The brakes was actually still stuck to their rotors. It would allow you to spin, but you could feel some drag. And every time I would go drive, I could smell the brakes burning and everything. Now it has these pads and rotors had a break-in period anyway that smelled just the same way, but you could definitely tell that their pads was getting stuck to their rotors, and you could smell some burning smell. But luckily, it didn't warp it too bad, but it warped it just a little bit. It's not terrible, but it is something I'm gonna have to get replaced. So and I think I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna replace the hub too, because with all that heat, I had it on there for so long that it was so hot to the touch. And I did read that sometimes when it does get hot, it can ruin the hubs inside. And I did check the hubs, and they were kind of making a grindy kind of noise, like not like the normal smoothness that you would normally hear. I could hear like there was like dirt and grime in there, or something was something was like coming apart, like the bearings. It does seem to drive fine, but I do notice some kind of a little bit of a roaring noise, or something's definitely up, and it does the kind of a little bit of the shake sometimes. But I think it could also be because of the rotor and the hub maybe. So I do have some new hubs I'm going to be installing for the passenger side and the driver's side. But I think that will take care of the way it rides. But right now it's good. So what happened was I got a whole new caliper, and I re-bled it the proper way. So when I got the new caliper, I started from the back ends and I actually bled it, and that helped relieve it. But what happened was basically the caliper I have on here now is an aftermarket caliper. It's not the OEM FOMO Ford Motor Company OEM caliper. So what it is each of the corners up top and have these little pins, and you put the nut on the back and it squeezes. It has a little bit of grease inside, and you squeeze back and forth. Well, the problem was I had it too tight. I had it tightened just like it did with the original ones, and I'm pretty sure the original ones were fine taking that nice tightness. This one did not. The moment I realized that if I don't tighten it super tight and keep it kind of loose, it actually rolls, and it rolls fine. It doesn't burn anymore. It runs perfectly good. But I still need to fix the hub, because I think I ruined the hub with all that extra heat it was building up inside. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much what that's been going on with the trucks and the bike. It's just been a little bit of a processing time trying to get it all going. But I will do a video on the hubs. I think that's a good, easy video to do. I was going to set aside some time to do it. It shouldn't take that long. Even if I just do the driver's side, that would be perfectly fine. The passenger side is fine. There's nothing wrong with the passenger side. It spins like it's supposed to. So it was a cheaper price to buy two instead of buying one. The driver's side is the one that needs it the most. I think that'll give me a peace of mind, because like I said, when I rolled it, I could hear it grinding, and it didn't sound like it was didn't sound like it was gonna last very long. It's holding now. The truck runs pretty hard. It's a little bit of the little shimmy, not terrible. Like my wife's car, hers is doing the wobble. And speaking of that, let's talk about the my wife's car, which is the Pontiac Vibe. So the Pontiac Vibe needs new brake rotors and stuff all the way around. So we'll try and do a video on that. Hopefully my other previous videos. If I'm working on someone else's car, I will try and do a video if they'll allow me to do a video, and show you guys some other stuff that I do. Like I did my wife's coworker's caliper. I replaced the spark plugs and coils in there in his car, and it came out awesome. Took away his check engine light, started right up, didn't have the shimmy shaking anymore, and it was just the one of the cylinders was bad, but he wanted all the spark plugs and coils replaced. And say, hey, that's smart. So I did them all, and he runs like a top. So yes. So if I do have some fixes that I can do, and I do have the time to do it and do a video on it, I will. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please go check out the rest of my videos. There's some good stuff on there. There's some good information for you for vehicles that I have on there. If you guys like the 250cc build that I did on my bike, on the scooter, please let me know. Oh, check them out. If you have any comments or questions about anything, please go in the comments. I'm really good about responding back on good stuff. So, or semi, good stuff. If you got a question, I'm always loving to hear from you guys and loving to hear you praise my channel and everything that I've done. And I couldn't do this without you guys. I really do appreciate it. I do appreciate all the love and support. And please share it, like, subscribe with your friends. I really would love to elevate. Please give this video a like. Let me know what you think. Guys, thank you so much for watching. You have a good and blessed day. I'm going to see you on the next fix. Until then, peace.